How does a man find purpose in life? Give up all worldly possessions. Now your purpose is to get your clothes back before being arrested. Carry a load. Do something hard. Hard enough to be proud. That's all. Real men take big loads. Constantly. We're not talking about 1 or 2 loads here and there. The bigger the man, the larger and more often the loads that he takes. He doesn't fuss and complain either. A real man swallows his pride and keeps on going. A purpose or a passion is overrated. Emo. I mean, it's great if you have such a thing. But you can lead a perfectly happy life without either. Don't look to your job to give meaning to your life. Find a job that offers you a decent wage and that you don't mind doing. Seek happiness in what you do when you are not working. Hobbies, family, volunteering, whatever. Counter to this, you're going to spend more time of your waking and healthy adult life working than doing anything else. Make it something you like or make it something that pays a lot, but for the love of God, do not do something you hate. Edit for the butt hurts below. By acquiring the maximum amount of games in Steam and never playing them monsieur. Collecting Epic's freebies you have no space on your computer for is also an option. Crush your enemies, see them driven before you, and hear the lamentation of their women. Just keep doing positive things. Keep exercising, reading, doing creative things, art, music, writing, etc., meeting new people, doing your job well, etc. You'll find great passions along the way if you can keep doing things that are good for you and good for the world. What if my passion is doing nothing? How do I get around doing a thing? If you're actually happy doing nothing, you don't have to play an MMO. After that, watch a horror movie. Then after that, eat a pepperoni pizza and call it a day. Oh, what a day. Go to the bay and head out on a boat. Watch out for the movement near the top of the water. Frequently they will follow or even swim alongside the boat. They're curious, and if you have some patience you'll see Oh, you said purpose. Sorry. Check down the back of the couch. Sometimes they fall behind the cushions. Reddit doesn't seem like the kind of place you're gonna find that answer. Strange Redditors laying in wait distributing advice is no basis for a system of enlightenment. He sets his own goals to achieve what he desires. Then he makes plans to meet those goals. Next he achieves those goals and decides what the next thing that needs doing in his life or he wants to do with his life. Do what makes you happy. Unless it also gets you arrested. Just don't get caught. You missed that key step. Both very solid pieces of advice. Happiness is a shallow and fleeting emotion. Pursuing that as a purpose to your life is a bad idea. You make it up, nothing matters. We're all going to die and be forgotten eventually. So there is no meaningful difference between having one purpose or another. Just make it up, pursue it, and deal with the consequences of your choice. I wouldn't take advice about finding a purpose from a nihilist. I wouldn't say this is nihilism as much as existentialism. Monsieur both share that no inherent meaning in existence sort of thinking. But existentialism is about having the power and freedom to choose what matters to you. It is really the what do you do with nihilism school of thought emo. It's actually more simple than you think. The main thing you have to do is look for your purpose. It may take a while. It took me a couple years. But once you start seeking your purpose, it will slowly become obvious. Seeking your purpose means being aware of what things you enjoy doing and don't enjoy doing. It means being aware of your strengths and weaknesses. It means being aware of what things you subconsciously do when no one is around. You take all of this to figure out what things drive you deep down to do. I hesitate to say it's spiritual, because some people think that means religion or God. I personally am not religious, but I do believe there are forces at play that we cannot explain. It might be something completely science-based, like entangled pairs or some weird energy that we have yet to detect. Or maybe there is something more. I have no idea, but I think it's important to have a somewhat spiritual side to yourself where you meditate and Connect with your subconscious and talk to yourself or the universe, or your God, so you can put questions or requests out into the ether. This was a huge part of me finding my purpose. Some would simply call it praying. But again, it doesn't mean you have to pray to God or religion if that's not what you believe. Try new things. If you feel pulled in a certain direction, go into that direction. You are probably supposed to go there for some reason. For instance, if you are feeling pulled to go on a certain trip, or to meet someone, or to try a new hobby, do it, even if you don't think it relates to your purpose. Those things always seem to be experiences that I needed to have to find my purpose in life. An example was that I got drawn into doing a meetup group for people who are depressed. Because of this, I made videos to advertise. The group ended up falling apart 6 months later. But it turned out that the experience I got making videos has been integral in what I'm doing now, which I believe is very close to my purpose. Long story short, TLDR, in order to find your purpose, you must believe that you have a purpose and seek it. If you don't do all of those things, you will never find purpose. Be patient. You're what's called an agnostic, I believe. Also, after reading this I feel enlightened. Thank you. Sacrifice. And clean your room, monsieur. Oh hey JP! Exclamation mark. Meditation and self-reflection. Being true to his inner child instead of feeding an ego of disillusion thinking that it'll get the world and people to give him happiness. A man has to undergo healing. If he doesn't know what's mature emotional management or doesn't know his reality is a reflection of what's going on inside him. Dunno. I'm a woman. Purpose is an overrated commodity. Many leaders of many institutions will lecture people on the importance of having a purpose. But what they're really doing is pitching the Tom Sawyer scam, hyping up service and work so that you'll embrace the system they use to exploit the labor of others. Purpose is what gets young men to join the army, so that they can perish fighting for the profit of wealthy men. Examined dispassionately, life has no purpose. It merely is. You could argue that its purpose is to create progeny. But this is really a function, not a purpose, because it's necessarily self-referential. In other words, circular reasoning. You don't need a purpose to lead a good life, or a happy one. Young men join the army for college, job training, and cheap mortgages. You can start by reading Viktor Frankl's book called ** Man's Search for Meaning **. Can I spoiler it? Greater than. Spoiler. It just says, man has to have meaning in life. Then he can do everything. Less than. Thank you. Masturbate. That will give you the clarity you need. Lockdown has already brought me down to levels I did not imagine myself into. If I do it one more time, I'll probably lose my winky forever. Calm down with the jacking off, man. You should use your noodle, not abuse it. Do something to help someone else. You don't need purpose, my man. Be free. Build something. Fix a flat tire. Find Insa. Have some kids. Get a job you're passionate about. And help those in need. You're a good one. Thank you. A man, or woman really, should do the best they can listening to themselves and pursuing their dreams until a purpose reveals itself to them, monsieur. Take SMSRT risks and put yourself out there. Try out new things. I think one of the best pieces of advice I've had for writing a paper, though it applies to life too, is you've just gotta scratch where it itches. A passion isn't going to come out of nowhere and knock you down with awe. People that are dedicated to this or that purpose or passion didn't get there overnight. Indulge your curiosity and allow yourself to risk being terrible at something or not enjoying it right away. Give things a whirl. Something physical, something mental, something artful, something social. Epic road trip. Gas is cheapish. Rest stops and truck stops are open. Tent, sleeping bag, camp stove, a 30-day supply of freeze-dried food, 2 cases of water and a 12-pack of TP. Aim for state and national parks at off-peak. Hit the bars and diners on Route 66. Check off the major milestones. Mississippi River, Colorado River, Continental Divide and the Golden Gate. Good weed and great beer. Find a few babes along the way and have a good laugh over it all 20 years from now. You'll be glad you did. Asterisk is a man not entitled to the sweat of his brow. Asterisk. Daily exercise, sufficient sleep, healthy food. Try it for 7 consecutive days. Just a week, and your mind will start to feel more clear already. Are you asking this from a position of, like, you're okay but just wondering which path or direction to follow? Or a darker kinda sad, stuck place? Kinda like, how do I find the path which makes me a more mature person? Something that gives meaning to my life. A lot of people say they find purpose when they start a family. I had a quick look at your Redditing thus far, and it looks like you've already got an internal compass for meaningful kind stuff, and you're already part of a family. Whether you want to create your own biological family or not is up to you. You're right that lots of people find meaning in that, but it's not necessarily the only way, and people can find meaning in their family and in another pursuit, whether it's a career, sports, a hobby, religion, service, art, etc. What types of things do you enjoy doing? What makes you go, that was a worthwhile thing to do? What would you like people to say about you in 100 years? If you don't know why you are having kids, it's probably best that you don't yet. Meaning is an inside job. Using life as the raw material. Find happiness. This is different for everyone. You need to figure out what it is you want from life. What will make you happy? Is it making a big career and getting rich, or do you prefer a non-stressful, quiet life? Or start a family and get kids? Is it a passion for a hobby like traveling the world? It can be anything. Take as much responsibility in your life as you can. Stop lying. There is no purpose to life. That doesn't mean you can't feel happy or fulfilled though. I think the beauty of life is that it's up to each person to decide what's meaningful in their own way. It's great freedom, but ironically very distressing to people not having that decided and laid out for them by someone else. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.